I'm Sean Cooper, and this is how to make a galaxy cake. These are the ingredients you will need for the cake only. First, you will need a box of classic light cake mix, vegetable or canola oil, icing that will go on the cake before it goes into the fridge, and a carton of bacon. First, you will open your cake mix and pour it all into the bowl. Make sure you get it all into the bowl before you're done. Next, you will pour a cup of water into the bowl. Pour a third cup of vegetable oil into the bowl. And 3 egg whites into the bowl. And you can begin to get ready to stir. Next, we will use a mixer to mix the water, vegetable oil, egg whites, and cake mix. Mix this for at least 2 minutes and then check how much it is stirred. Next, you will take your stir tool off of the mixer and get ready to evenly divide your cake mix into 2 pans. Next, you will divide the cake mix evenly into each pan. Make sure each pan is about halfway up with cake mix, and then get ready for the next step. When you are pouring the cake mix, make sure you get every last drop you can out of the bowl and into the pan. When you're done with that, make sure you evenly spread out the cake mix from one side of the pan to the other. Next, you want to put both pans of cake mix into the oven. You will put both of them into the oven for at least 22 to 26 minutes. After your cake mix is done, pull it out of the oven. Next, you want to set it out for at least 15 to 20 minutes for it to cool. Make sure both pans of your cake mix are fully done before icing them. Next, you will ice your cake. You want to make sure that you get all the top of the cake without ripping off the top of it. After the first layer of the cake is finished, you will then put on the top layer. Then repeat the same tips as before for the first layer of the cake. Once both layers are finished, you will then proceed to ice the sides of the cake. When you are icing the sides of the cake, make sure that you leave no open spot with no icing. Once you are finished putting icing on the cake, you will put it in the fridge and set it in there for at least 1 to 2 hours. These are the ingredients you will now need for your galaxy icing. First is white chocolate chips, condensed milk, sugar, food coloring, corn syrup, and gelatin. First, you will add 5 teaspoons of powdered gelatin and a half a cup of cold water. After that, you will stir until the gelatin looks a bit like applesauce. This will take from 3 to 5 minutes. After that, you will let this part of the gelatin sit for about 10 minutes. Next, you will pour the following ingredients into a separate pot. A cup of white sugar, a half a cup of corn syrup, which I prefer to rake in the pot with a spoon, and a 1/4 cup of hot water. After that, you will stir all of the ingredients together. Next, you will heat your mixture until all the sugar in the mixture is dissolved. Next, you will add your gelatin that has been sitting aside to the mixture. Remember to turn your stove off and letting your mixture cool for a little bit until you add your bloom gelatin. After putting the gelatin into the mixture, you will then stir the gelatin until it has dissolved into the mixture. You will add half a cup of sweetened condensed milk. This fully added, continue stirring. Next, you will pour 8 ounces of white chocolate chips into a separate bowl. Pouring the white chocolate chips, pour the mixture in the pot into the bowl with the white chocolate chips. After that, you will whisk the white chocolate chips and the mixture together for about a minute. Next, you will use a mixer to mix all the ingredients together until they are well blended. This could take 5 to 10 minutes. Then pour the mixture into 4 separate bowls, filling each bowl with the same amount. If you have trouble pouring, use a spoon to help. Next, you will pour food coloring in each one of the bowls. 3 to 5 drops will work for every color you want to use. You do not have to mix colors, but here I did. You will then use a spoon to stir your food coloring into the mixture. Stir until the mixture looks glossy and mirror-like. For bigger bowls, you may want to use 1 or 2 more drops of food coloring. Next, you will pour your mixture onto the cake that is fresh from the fridge. Make sure you pour your mixture over every part of the cake. Your first mixture that you pour will be the one that shows the least on the cake. You will then pour the other mixtures that you have onto the cake. After pouring your first 2 mixtures, it may be an option to just sprinkle the other 2 mixtures onto the cake. This way, you can see more of a variety of the colors on the cake. You will then let your cake sit for 20 minutes so the mixture on the cake can freeze. Once you've moved your cake to a separate plate, you're finished. And that's how you make a galaxy cake.